Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Full of personality. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking it with KeKe. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe. Life, love, and all that other shit are about to get into the importance of practicing self-compassion. Yes, before I get started, I would like to give y'all a little overview on how Kicking It with KeKe began. I started Kicking It with KeKe as a blog. It still operates today. Back in 2017, I decided last year to turn my blog into a live show via my Instagram page. And now I've decided to go bigger and launch my podcast. So here we are today. Podcast. Yay. Woo! So I am excited about it. As a life coach, personal development is a very, very, very pivotal moment and role that I play in other people's lives. So Kicking It with KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit, we embody self-improvement, mindset, intention, just being true to yourself and becoming the best you that you possibly can be. So that being said, I'll go ahead and let my guest today introduce herself. I love to give my guests the opportunity to tell everyone who they are, because that way you can just say what you want everybody to know about you. So Malika, tell everybody who you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for Kicking It with KeKe today.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. I didn't know I was going to introduce myself, but hey, let's get it rolling. My name is Malika Taylor. I am a resident of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So, like, the rest of the information is like kind of like a FBI sheet. It's all blacked out, so you don't have to know too much about me.
Right.
But I don't take, I'm just fun loving. I don't take life too seriously, except for when I'm at work. But
Right.
hey, I just like to have fun. I'm a big kid at heart. People say I'm somewhat creative, but hey, I love to sleep. Know that.
Hey, look, I'm all about that sleep. I don't get much, but I'm all about that sleep. Yes.
Oh, and I'm also an anime and manga fan. Come on.
Look, I see that in the background back there. I see that back there. Yes. And so let me tell the people a little bit about how you became a guest on the podcast. So you were tuned in one night to one of the lives on my Instagram page, and you won this thing that I do called the KeKe code. And the winner, which is you, got a chance to be on my podcast. So thank you for tuning in that night, and thank you for answering correctly, because we wouldn't be here otherwise.
Oh Lord, I knew it. I was like, I knew I shouldn't answer that question.
But we go get it.
Hey, everything happened for a reason.
Absolutely, absolutely. So today's topic is the importance of practicing self-compassion. And a lot of people may not know what self-compassion is. If you had to give self-compassion a description or a definition, what would your definition of self-compassion be?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to say, before I answer the question, I was like, I don't know everything about self-compassion, because I'm a person that sometimes does not practice that on myself. Right. So this is a learning process for me.
Absolutely.
But, looking at all the definitions and everything, I just came to the conclusion that, like basically you just having an accurate evaluation of yourself and acting accordingly, and just having basically a fair attitude towards yourself, but not letting your flaws, be an excuse to not be who you know that you can be.
Right. And if I had to give my definition would be self-compassion is not giving enough kindness or grace to yourself, because we get so wrapped up in helping everybody else and seeing that, making sure that everybody else is okay, or just, you know, pretty much like showing compassion to other people, the world, whoever, and not ourselves. So I wanted to talk about self-compassion because, as I said, this is a self-development
Yes.
podcast. And what better topic than self-compassion?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So
Oh,
the
yes.
relationship with oneself, like, how important on a scale for you from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is that, having that relationship with yourself to you?
I mean, like, it's very high. You can say, like, I'm gonna say 9.5 because I can't say 10 all the way, you know?
Right.
But I mean, like, you just have to know yourself, what you're capable of. That's why when I said my definition, like having an accurate evaluation of yourself, because putting myself as an example, there are overachievers and there are underachievers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm somewhat of an overachiever because every day I have a list of things that I want to do. I'll
Mm-hmm.
put 15 things on the list.
I do that. I do that
And
too.
oh Lord Jesus, and I'd be like, okay, I can, if I don't take breaks, if I don't do this, I don't put in any, you know, like any like break times or anything, I'd be like, I can do all 15. Now, if I do 13, I'm like, you just lazy bum. You knew
Wow.
you would have took that nap. You would have got that done. Or I just leave it to like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow.
So
So I'm like,
you have 15 things on the list and you get mad because you didn't do 2 of them. Oh my goodness.
hey, you gotta complete it. You have to complete the list.
I
But
mean,
like
I'm
I
all
said, you
about the
have over
challenges. I'm all about challenging
exactly.
yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have those overachievers, but then you also have those underachievers that be like, I ain't doing nothing today. So it gets to the point where your self-talk is so low, you like, I ain't gonna do nothing anyway.
Right.
So
And
it's bad
we gotta be careful
almost in
with that.
any way
Right.
and
We
just
have to
be
be
balanced.
careful. Right.
Exactly.
We have to be careful
That's
with
why I
that,
was
that
like,
self-talk, because you can have positive self-talk and you can have negative self-talk. And a lot of people, we're hard on
exactly.
ourselves. So we always go to the negative side instead of the positive side. So yeah, we
Exactly.
have to be careful with that. Um, when it comes to self-compassion, I know we were going to talk about different filters. Now, when it
Yeah.
comes to filters for you, can you tell the audience a little bit about filters when it comes to the act of being kind to yourself?
Okay, like one of my first filters are like basically how everybody grows up first. As children, you are instilled, you know, attitudes, you're instilled by your parents and family. Those are
Mhm.
the closest to you. You like, okay, we've already always did it this way, so I'm gonna do it this way. So everything that comes through that filter first.
Right.
And then I was thinking about, you know, as we grow older, we have experiences then because as a child you don't have any responsibilities. You don't
Right.
have to think about anything. But
Right.
then you know when you become a teenager, you have feelings, you have your own thoughts, and so you have these experiences, and through these experiences you are like, well, I've experimented with this, it did not work,
Mhm.
so I'm going to try this. So that's a filter you can have, like I'm just going to do trial and error,
Right.
because during that time you can do trial and error without
Right.
messing your life up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so, and then like I said, then you become a semi-adult, you go to college, you get to make your own decisions somewhat.
Right.
Basically you get to say what classes you want to take, what
Mhm.
time you want to take them. And if you don't go to college, you be like, oh, I'm just going to get a job.
Right.
You got to make sure you get up in the morning, especially if you don't have a car. Realize I
Absolutely.
took the bus everywhere I went for 6.5 years.
Mm.
So I had to realize I had to get responsible. So I'm like, okay, now I can have my own values because I'm grown now. I can
Right.
do what I basically want somewhat. I'm gonna just say somewhat because I still live with my parents. But I can go in and out and how I want to. I have bills now. I have
Mhm.
to pay somebody something. So
Right.
I can just do my own values now. Like what comes in the pecking order on my list? What do I deem important?
Mhm.
Because I can make those decisions now.
Right. And then we have to be careful because we have values. We grow up thinking certain things or doing certain things or operating a certain way because that's what we were taught.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of have to go through that self-discovery period, trying to figure out
Exactly.
if that is really what we believe in, or is it just something that we were taught to
No,
believe in. And so
exactly.
that self-compassion comes in when it comes to especially life experiences, because you rode the bus for 6 years, but you had to have that self-compassion to say, you know what, I know the bus come at a certain time, let me make sure that I don't miss it. Because
Oh,
if I miss this bus, it may take 2 hours for the
I was
next
to get
bus.
to next when it comes to
Yes. So
exactly.
I love that you talk about the experience, the values, the way you grew up when it comes to filters
Exactly.
that affects how we do self-compassion. Um,
Exactly. Because then you, like I said, you get to know yourself just a little bit better. Who's not going to know you better than you? Because you had your experiences. These are your thoughts. These are your actions. These are your words.
right, right. And that, like, you have to, a lot of people don't practice self-awareness nowadays. Oh my
We do
God.
not.
Like, is it just me, or have you experienced that? Like in life, a lot of people are not self-aware.
We're not. Because we just think life is going to go on with or without us. And just like, oh, this is just life now. But then when you get in a situation, you're not thinking about what's going on, especially because this time, like, you're just going on emotions. A lot of
Right.
people go on emotions, and you just don't know in that moment. You like, what even before you get to that moment, like, what is triggering me? Like, what is this? It's making me feel some kind of way.
Right.
Like,
Right.
why am I feeling this way? Or you start, especially if you're not, because I have the perfect example, because like I said, I went to college. Oh God, it was, at one point it was just so stressful because I took on a lot of things. I was going full time, and after like my last 2 years, I had to pay for school, so I had to work.
Right.
So you have to realize I had to work. I was going to school. I was involved in church. I was going everywhere, and I was trying to mentor. And oh God, and it was hilarious because one lady at work saw me, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because she's like, "You walking around here looking like a zombie."
Wow.
And I did. I was
And you,
like,
because you were not self-aware. If you was not,
exactly.
yes.
And I knew it was bad because even back then I had this whole thing of paying my bills on time and paying folks what I owed them. And she sold Avon. And she was like, "You haven't paid me." I said, "What? I didn't pay you yet." I said, "I swear I paid you." She's like, "No." I said, "Okay, I know I am out of it now." And my hair was falling out. That's why I said you need to know what your, like, is your attitude changing a little bit? Are you snapping on people a little more often? Or like I said, or is your hair falling out?
Right. I've
Are you
experienced that.
like super tired where your body just has to shut down? Or just anything, something out of the ordinary?
Right. And you have to pay attention to your body because it's always a warning before destruction. And if you are self-aware and something is going wrong, you're able to pinpoint that and stop it before a bigger problem can arrive. A lot of people miss the opportunity because they're just going through life in tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Like straight ahead.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to look to the left, be self-aware. That's a great point when it comes to the importance of practicing self-compassion.
And it's funny because I thought of the perfect example, because I work in places, like with the receipt printer. And I don't know if you ever dealt with that, but you have this big roll of white paper.
Yeah.
But even before it gets to the end, what happens to this paper? This big red lines start ending up on the paper.
Right.
Like I said, not like when it gets to the end, even way before it gets to the end. It's just telling you,
it's just, hey,
you might want to get there. It's getting there.
It's getting there.
You have to
it's
know
time to change
your
me.
red line. Yeah, you have to figure out your red line before you get to snapping on people. You get to
Yes.
doing all that.
Yes.
Because I
Figuring
like,
out your red line. I like that. I love that. I love that. So, I mean, and that brings us the segue into relationships with other people. Like when you practice self-compassion and you are self-aware, then you can be 10 times better as a friend, as a spouse, as a
exactly.
parent, as a sibling, what have you, coworker or whatever, because then you become selfless.
Exactly.
So
Because
you
I,
put
oh, keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't
you
want to
you
disturb
put you put you don't put yourself. I mean, it's okay to put yourself first in certain this like self-care and self-love. We always want to practice that. But when you're to the
Exactly.
point where you're overlooking everybody else and you're causing problems with everybody around you, then it's not them. It's not them.
You the common denominator, everything.
What that little
Because,
emoji say? Right,
because
right.
you're right. Like I said, like I said, it has to be. You have to think about yourself because you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself. Like if you're run down, you can't take care of anybody.
Absolutely.
Like if you're out of sorts, you're just gonna bring that dysfunction to somebody else.
Uh-huh. And then make the problem that's really going on inside you worse.
Verse exactly by not acknowledging it at all.
Absolutely. So, how would you give someone advice or any tips when it comes to practicing self-compassion?
Self the best advice I can give. Like I said, I've been giving them jewels throughout the thing, but I'm just like, the first thing to do, like I said, if you're an overachiever and you miss something, just be like, okay, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not perfect,
Right.
even though I'm 99.9999% perfect.
Hey. Yes.
Hey, things happen in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like I said, throughout the whole thing, like I said, don't punish yourself.
Right.
Because like I said, it's like us having a New Year's resolution to lose weight every year. And then on January 6th, you eat a piece of cake. And then you be like, for 3 days, I'm not gonna eat. You're just
Mm-hmm.
punishing yourself because after them 3 days, you hungry and you're gonna overindulge.
Absolutely. When you deprive yourself from anything that you love, you will like have bad attitudes or your
Because
energy
you're
is thrown
starving.
off.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you're starving now for whatever you had before. You're just like I said, you don't want to starve yourself. That is not the way to do it. You just have to be like, okay, I'm like you said, I'm not perfect.
Right.
So you should be like, hey, next time I'll just do better.
Do
That's
better.
all I can do. I can just do better.
Right.
Like I said, because one thing, like I said, I like them lists. But
Mm-hmm.
if I don't put in that time for that nap, it ain't gonna be good for me. I like 4-hour naps.
That's a good night's sleep for me.
What? Good? You better stop.
Yes, that's a good
four
night's sleep
hours
for
is
me.
nuts. Like, girl,
Wow.
I wake up like that. That's a headache.
Oh wow. So one of the tips that you would give to practice on someone trying to practice more self-compassion is
Just
stop.
practice forgiveness.
Yeah, don't punish yourself. Like do not
Exactly.
deny yourself or overindulge. Just forgive yourself. Like self-forgiveness.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That was one. Next one, I was like, always employ a mindset of growth
Yes.
because you don't want to stay in the same place each and every time. Like I said, you have to be self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the problem. What can I do to get better?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you think you got to that point, let's learn something new.
Yes.
Let's learn something new. And that is for like the underachievers who don't make lists. They be like, I ain't gonna do that.
I'm
Look,
gonna
let's
just
make
wing it.
small
I'm gonna wing
goals.
it today.
Like, let's make small goals. Like
Mm.
today, I am going to walk 1 mile to release any tension. That is easy to
and
do.
doable. Yes, very doable.
That is
Very
easy to do.
realistic. Yes.
Instead of going walking with me, you walking 6 miles and you're gonna get frustrated with me.
Hey, I'm a walker too, so I love to walk. I'm all about that. But the thing about me is I don't walk for the time. I walk for the distance. I don't have to do it
Exactly.
in a certain amount of time. So if it takes
Exactly.
me 2 hours to complete 4 miles or whatever, I'm good with that. I am enjoying my walk. I am probably
Exactly.
meditating. I am focusing
Exactly.
on, what's going on with my body. I believe that when you practice having that growth mindset and the act
Exactly.
of self-compassion and being self-aware, then you can overcome those things in a positive way where someone looking at you can say, you know what? I remember when she was low or broken and she overcame
Mm,
that. Or
there
he
you
was
go.
so bound in something and he overcame
Exactly.
that. So
Exactly.
I love employing a mindset of growth and setting small goals, don't avoid challenges.
And you
And
kind of segued it to my next one. It's like when you say people are looking at you and
mm-hmm,
they see how you've progressed, it's
mm-hmm,
like don't compare yourself to others.
mm,
Don't do that at all.
yeah.
Like I said, because that'll bring you down, be like, oh man, they're doing great. Why
But
can't I do that?
but you don't know.
I
You don't know. You
Yeah,
don't know if they're
like
doing great. You just seeing it. You just seeing,
exactly.
uh-huh.
Like you just see an end product. You
Yeah.
don't know the steps in between that they had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you can always use them as an example. You'd be like, man, they are very successful. And instead of being like, I can't do that, go over to that person, be like, hey, I saw that you are doing this and that you're very strong. And it's like, how do you do this?
Right.
Instead of, being like hating, I'm like, well, she ain't all that anyway. That since you compare yourself, like, I know I'm better than her.
Right.
I know she,
Uh,
but just girl, don't think I ain't been through it.
yes, I know. I was laughing at that head swoop.
I know because you see all our teeth in this.
God, oh, listen.
Smiling and laughing.
Thank God for the dentist, baby.
Yes, I love going to the dentist. Come on.
Yes. So and okay, so your next point was like, don't compare yourself to others. And that's so true
Yeah.
because you see the success, but you don't know how many nights they didn't have sleep. You don't know the
There you
sacrifices
go.
that was made. You never
Exactly.
know what other people go through because everybody's walk is different. Everybody's journey is different.
Exactly.
Everybody's business mindset is different. So don't
Exactly.
look at what they're doing or what they have and compare yourself to that because I believe that God's timing is always perfect and
Exactly.
you're right where you need to be when he wants you to be in that position.
And your gifts are different than theirs.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I
So
love
I
that.
just come on. We
Yes.
preaching tonight.
Yes. Yes.
All right. On my next one, I'm gonna say express gratitude for what you have.
Absolutely. I love that.
I'm just like I said, if you're looking so far forward, you're gonna just get discouraged because you be like, I want this, and this, and then you're trying to basically fast forward
Mm-hmm.
everything just to get to that point, but you miss what you already had. You miss the journey in
Mm-hmm.
between because sometimes the journey is more important than the end product.
Mm-hmm.
Because in that process, you learned how to get your attitude right. You learned how to, get your mind right. You learned how to talk to people. You learned how to network. You learned how to do a many amount of things within the journey to get there.
Right.
And I'm guilty of that. I'm like, man, I know I want this. I knew I was supposed to been had this 3 years ago. Why I ain't there? It's like, because you ain't enjoyed the journey yet. I have a good
Right.
friend. She always talks about that. I'm like, girl, I ain't trying to get no journey. I'm trying to get this end product.
You want that
But I'm
microwave success. Like, but
exactly.
sometimes it's good to use that slow cooker in that oven, it just
Mm,
tastes different. It gets more tender, it's just
exactly.
something a little
The
bit more
meat come out the
love. Yeah.
bone.
Mm, there you
I'm about to
go.
cook tonight. I don't even cook. I'm about to cook tonight.
Look, you get to see that the bubbling cheese on that baked macaroni, like for real. So yes.
You better stop.
Uh-huh. Right.
Girl,
So
we gonna have a cooking show after a while.
listen, and look, we just doing a little recap on how to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. Make sure that you employ a mindset, a growth mindset by setting small goals. Don't avoid your challenges. Do not compare yourself to others. Express gratitude. I love that.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, and let's see. My next one, I was like, find the right level of generosity. Because we talked about earlier, about being, like selfless. But when you are in a process of, having this generosity, you have to be selfless sometimes. It's just like, I have to get something out of this. It's like tit for tat. I have to do something. It's like learning somebody's love language.
Right.
If you're in a friendship, some kind of relationship, marriage, or even in business, we have to learn each other in order to get what we need. Because if I'm always giving to you, I'm like you always calling me, asking me for advice. Then at the end of the day, I'm burned out. I didn't get anything that I needed. I wasn't able to talk to you. Or I wasn't able to chill out with you and, do something together where I can receive something from you.
Reciprocity.
Exactly. Like I said, at one point you have to express what you need to some people. Like, hey, you're my friend. I love hanging out with you. Do you mind if we hang out for 30 minutes and go get some coffee?
Something.
During that time, you can talk all you want then. Because I get some companionship and you get some good advice.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. Like give something, get something. And that doesn't make you selfish. It makes you selfless because you're willing to put yourself out there for that friend or whoever it may be, and just lend a listening ear or shoulder or whatever. And so that practicing self-compassion allows you to say, I cannot have this one-sided relationship because if I'm constantly pouring into you and I'm not pouring into myself, or you're not pouring back into me, I'm running on empty and you're got a full tank. How is that working for me?
And then after a while, when you're running on them fumes, you get to the point where you're just gonna be so selfish. You be like, I'm about to get all I can get, and it'll probably take a while because I'm probably through that point right now. So like I said, I'm still learning. I've given so much throughout the years, and I'm like, people calling me, they like, you want to hang out? I was like, sure, yeah. I want to be, let's go out, be the life of the party. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not getting what I need. I'm telling you what I need. I'm just like, look, I'm tired. I'm about to get me something now. Look, take me out on the trip. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And you pay it.
And you pay.
You pay it.
Love it. Absolutely.
But I'm like, you just have to get to that point where you're like, hey, just like you said, put yourself out there, like with people that you trust. Like I said, your friend, you should be able to talk to your friend. You should be able to talk to your significant other. And they should be able to kind of see what you like also as you're seeing what they like. Absolutely. Like I said, I can be a person, I like physical touch. So I just might want to hug every once in a while.
Absolutely.
You're a person of you like words of affirmation. And I'd be like, girl, you looking awesome today. You is hitting it. And then you give me that hug. And I'm like, yay.
Yes. And we both winning.
Exactly. We win with those just two simple gestures.
And both of those can be classified as self-care and self-love.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, even if you're not that type of person with a bit, like even with business people, in contracts, you put exactly what you want, what you are expecting, what I'm going to give, what you're going to give, and we put it all out there.
Right.
So let's treat it out like that. Let's put it out there like that.
Absolutely.
So just be able to have that the right level of generosity. where it
Absolutely.
is like you're getting what you need and you're making sure that person gets what they need.
Yeah. Y'all have to excuse me today. My sinuses are draining. So got this little
Ooh,
tickle in my throat. And now I'm drinking my water.
no problem, girl. Drink up, girl. And like I said, one of my last ones, I was like, be mindful. And we
Yes.
talked about that with self-awareness
Mm-hmm.
earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to be mindful of what is going on with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes be mindful of what's going on with others because you
Right.
might want to stay out the way.
Absolutely. Yes. You
You might
dodging
get
a
some
bullet.
collateral damage.
Yes.
You don't want to end up collateral damage.
Absolutely.
And so it's like I said, we have to know those trigger points in ourselves. Like I said, if I know my hair starts falling out, I got to get up out of there.
Right.
Because I promised myself that will never happen again because I pride myself on my hair, girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew I had that nice flowing hair. I
Mm-hmm.
walked down the hall, they're like, why Malika hair flowing like it's in the wind and it ain't no wind, you know?
Okay, Pocahontas.
Now we're natural, so hey.
Hey, I'm
Like I
natural
said,
too, and I change my hairstyle all the time because that's a part of my self-care.
yeah,
I love to change my hairstyle. It makes me feel good. I look different. It's just a part of my self-care regimen. So
there you
yeah.
go, baby.
Yeah.
Woo! And like I said, we said earlier, like knowing your red lines, even
Yes.
before you get to those boiling points.
Mm-hmm.
Let's know what's going to trigger you,
Mm-hmm.
what makes you stressful. Because I
Mm-hmm.
tell people all the time, the thing that makes me most stressful is that thing called work. And you know, they try to make me work at my job. You know, that's not right. You know,
They
that's not
can't be
only
trying to make you,
stress.
they can't make you work at work. What's wrong with
Exactly.
them?
Exactly. That's one of my trigger points. And I be trying to, be that and I be to myself because I'm playing, but sometimes I'm not too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like work is
How
basically my own
dare you
sense.
have to go to work and then have to do a job? Like, what?
Exactly. Why I got to pay these bills? This
Uh-huh.
ain't right.
Right.
But
Yes.
also, with being aware, like what's going on like I said, emotional pain, mental pain that's going on, you have to analyze that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you're just gonna go off on emotion, and sometimes
Right.
that's just gonna get you in trouble. And you start
Right.
doing things and saying things that makes it even worse.
Worse. Mm-hmm.
And we have all been through that.
Yeah. I mean, because emotions can cause reactions that you just can't take back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you gonna do it, you better make sure you want to do
Right.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like just don't go all out there nilly willy, because
Yes.
you gonna end up out there by yourself.
Right. Right.
That's why I tell people I usually try to stay aware. So everything that I do is intentional.
Yes.
So if I cuss you out, it's intentional.
I meant to do it. I meant to do
Yeah,
it.
this you gonna get this cuss out because I meant to do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
If I ain't
Yes.
talking to you, I meant not to talk to you.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's like this is me showing you that you might want to back up a little because I'm self-aware right now about what's going on.
And that's
And I don't
that's a
want to yell at you.
practice. I believe
And I
that
don't
that's a
want to
practice of self-compassion as well, because you're being compassionate
exactly.
enough with yourself to say, you know what, let me stay away from this person before I
There
get
you go.
out of myself.
Exactly. Because I
And
done been in places where I done got up out myself. And
yeah,
it was not nice for the other person.
right. Let me stop before I get myself in trouble.
Exactly. Like I said, we done all been there. Because
Mhm.
that is a struggle and it is normal.
Right.
Realize struggle is normal.
Yes, it is. And a lot of people don't realize it. Everything is not going to be peaches and cream.
I
You're going to
learned.
have some hard times. It's okay. Just don't stay stuck in that.
There you go. Main one. Don't stay stuck there.
Yeah.
That's why we was like, hey, you see that goes back to having that mindset of growth. See,
Mm-hmm.
it's all tying in together. Like
Yes.
you have to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
learn something new, experience something new.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my, like I said, if you want to, use like, I want to relax. Okay, well, let's make it a make it a ritual to go on a vacation once a year.
Right.
See, that's a small goal
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
me because I like to take two. a year.
A year. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't take vacations anymore, not like talking about, because we're all working
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I tell people, I was like, and that's part of another thing I like, self-care.
Yes.
Like when you get in self-care, self-compassion, you have to do some self-care.
You have to. The two go hand in hand, if you ask me.
Exactly. Exactly. Find something that relaxes you. For everybody, it's different.
Yes.
Me, I like to sleep. Because that just keeps my mind off of something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like, okay, and I can wake up refreshed.
Right.
That's why I look like I did when I was 18.
Mm.
I do. I have
Hey.
not aged.
Yes. I
That was
see. I
something
can tell that. Yes, I mean because you're still like you're naturally high. You have childlike, but you're serious. You love to laugh and have fun. That right there
exactly.
helps with the aging process. Like that slows it down because you're not
Exactly.
getting all those worry lines with worrying and stressing and all of that. And
Exactly.
uh,
I've got the gray hair though. That's one thing I couldn't escape.
hey,
The
but you
gray
don't
hair.
look. You don't have to be old to have it though. So
Exactly. Because I got my first one at 28 and I was flipping out. Is that a gray hair? Yeah. I was about
did
to
you
flip
take the
out and
tweezers
pull the
and
thing.
pull it out?
I don't even do it now, baby. I let them grow because it's the kind of silver that I like. It's that gray silver,
Mm-hmm.
and it just looks beautiful on me.
Hey. Yes, ma'am. Hey.
Like I said, anything that'll relax you, go read a book.
Mm-hmm.
See, I read lots of books. I got books all over the place. I work at a library, so
And
there's
see,
no
I'm
way
an
I can
author,
escape
so
a
you
book.
know I'm a co-signing on that. I'm an author, so yeah, go read a book, a Kiki Chanel book if you want to.
Come on, let's put it out there.
Put it
Kiki
out there.
Chanel. We need to get your books in the library. Come on, girl.
And in balance, maintaining and creating a new mindset.
Look, see, all
And
that
it's
ties in
it's
together.
not a thick read. It's not a thick read. It's about
Girl,
100
how many
pages.
pages? Oh, girl, I
About
can do
100.
that in 2 hours, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 2 hour book right there.
Matter of fact, it's 96 pages. That's how much. That's how many pages this book is, and it's talking about 6 L words that we use every day, but we just don't pay attention to them. So I break down each word and give you a different perspective to transform your mind.
Oh, girl, come on. You need to get that up in the library, girl. They need
Yes.
that book up in the
Let me know
library.
what I need to do, and we're gonna make it happen.
You know, I'm gonna get to you later. I got
Oh,
you.
okay.
You know, I
Okay.
got you. See, you got
Yes.
the hook up over here.
Okay. Look, I love
Like I
it.
said, you can do exercise. Like I said, just something like really simple. You can just go walk around the block,
Mm-hmm.
look at nature, because I'm a nature girl. Sometimes
Me
I like to
too.
go look out in the stars. And
Mm,
I like to
oh.
go around the lakes because I walk around LSU,
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana State University graduate over here. And so I like to, yes, put a smile on your face.
Look, lying up.
So I like to walk around those lakes. It's just very peaceful. You see like ducks, you see turtles in the lakes, you see
Squirrels running around.
exactly. You see other people out there sometimes.
Right.
Especially if you go the long way, you get to see the same people twice and you get to just say hey to them. Like, hey, how you doing? That just makes you feel good sometimes to just be like, we in this together since I
Right.
done seen you twice.
Right. I love
And
that.
I was
I
like,
love that.
even like, and sometimes even the strenuous exercises calms people, which I don't get. But hey, sometimes people like that. They like to go lift weights. They like to go do that. Some people like to clean. Definitely not my thing. But some people love that. That relaxes them.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you're one of those people, you can come to my house and clean my place. Some
Yeah.
people like to cook. You can come to my house once again and cook these meals.
I think I'm all across the board. I'll do a little bit of each, but it's like I'm not doing one longer than the other. Now I do like to I'll go walking and I'll stay outside doing walking for a while. And I like yoga as well. I like to meditate, I like doing my hair, like I said. I journal. So I like to write down feelings and stuff. So
That is
yeah.
wonderful.
And
like I said, like when people see the video, I was like, even with these little, when people see the video, they can see like the little 3D origami things that I do. Those things just fold in the paper, even before I build those things, to be relaxing because it's just mindless. And you'd be like, okay, I'm just doing this, and just get your mind off something.
And then hours pass, and you just doing it.
Exactly. Or go get you a massage. I need to go get one of those really quick.
Me too. I need one of those. I do. I need that.
Girl, the last time I got one, I went to Atlanta. It was so nice. I got that. I had got a colonic, which was awesome. It was my first one. Most people don't. They think it's weird, but it's not. It actually was not bad at all.
Yeah, I've had one too.
Put that out there.
Yeah, like try it.
Yeah,
just try it.
See, try new things.
Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it on Kicking It with KeKe. Try some new things. Yes.
Exactly. But I mean, like, everything's different for everybody in order to relax. Whatever you find that does that, do it, because that's, like I said, self-care. When you all stressed out, your mind is out of whack. Your body is out of whack. So you can't think, and then you're probably going to gain weight, or some people even lose weight.
Right.
And it's not in the right way. It's
different for everybody. Exactly.
And it's not in the right way.
Right.
So when that all happens, everything it's bound to shut down.
Absolutely.
You do not want that. I never want that for people.
No, absolutely. So we're at the segment where it's on a personal note, right? So the question is, what would you tell your younger self about today's topic, the art of practicing self-compassion, right now? Like, if you had to tell your younger self something about practicing self-compassion, what would that be?
You know what? I would tell my younger self, follow your passion, for real, because I did not. Because I did not get thinking things out now. I had passions that I did not pursue because it's gonna let me do it, or I didn't think I was talented enough to do it. But if I would have followed it and had a peace of mind knowing that I went out there and tried my best, I could have succeeded. Most likely I would have, because I'm awesome.
Oh, you would have. You definitely would have.
And then I did, because I tell young people this all the time, because we have college students that work with us sometimes. They be like, I think I want to go out. I said, just go. Because there's only two things that can happen. You can succeed or you can fail. And if you fail, you always have a home to come to.
And then if you fail, that's one reason. That's one less thing that you have to worry about when you try it again.
Exactly. Like I said, you getting that filter together now. You tying it back up to normal. It's like, well, I experimented with this. If I do it a different way, it might go better. Just don't give it up altogether.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Milika, it has been a pleasure having you on Kicking It with KeKe today. I appreciate you being my guest on today's podcast. Our topic of discussion was the importance of practicing self-compassion. She gave out some amazing tips. I hope you guys, took notes or go back and re-listen and find something that resonates with you so that you can give yourself more compassion. We need that. Do you have any closing remarks that you would like to say before we go ahead and get out of here today?
Well, I mean, nothing really important, because like I said, throughout this whole thing, I've just been doing gyms. But like, one passion that I did follow, I wanted to start a business. And I got everything straight. So next year, just be ready to look out for my new business, because January 1, I'm doing the hard launch.
Hey, that's my birthday. So hey, I'm excited about it. Yes, New Year's Day. That is my birthday. Yes.
All right. Okay. Now you're gonna get a happy birthday from me. So
I look forward to it. Yes, ma'am. So y'all heard it here first. She is starting her business. She's launching it on my birthday, New Year's Day. So y'all be on the lookout. How can they connect with you? Like, tell everybody. You okay?
I got my phone. Yeah.
Tell everybody how
We
they
we
can
doing so
connect with
good.
you so they can stay up to date on the progress of the new business. So tell everybody how to find you. Where can we find you?
Okay, well, I mean, like you can find me on Facebook, but I don't do a lot of posting because I'm very private.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like you can see most of my work on my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and it's dot ORIGAMI dot Inc. Even though that was like supposed to be the first name of my business, but I changed it because something else sounded just like that.
Okay.
But you can go there and see some of the work that I did. And then, like I said,
Definitely put
because I'm
your handle on
nervous.
there. No, you did great. I will definitely put your handle in the in the link in the chat, in the comments, or
I
whatever.
appreciate it.
I again, I appreciate you for kicking it with me today, and we're gonna go ahead and close on out. Thanks for listening to Kicking It with KeKe, love, life, and all that other shit. Until next time, make sure you be inspired, be intentional, and be the best you that you can possibly be. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.